Snakes follow the natural smooth contour and leave the land instead of coming through the fence, but it's dropped down. That ripped when my dog started on a hyena through the fence and ripped it down. So I need to get that done today, and it's a big day because we are also moving the boys into the new centre. So I thought I'd take you along for a bit of a vlog day. I have to visit a lawyer as well, a bit of a pain in the bum, but just before I go, I thought I'd share something private with you all. This morning when I got up, I was very ill. You know I've been ill on and off for a while. It's just stress suppressing my immune system. That's a problem. But I am not unfamiliar with using enemas from time to time in my life, especially when I've had a stomach problem after these parasites. And there's something very, very healing and uplifting about enemas, is what I want to say, because even I was sneezing profusely and everything like that, and then after my enema it slowly disappeared. So I don't know why that is, but I mean obviously it's releasing toxins from the body. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that little bit with you. I'm not a promoter of enemas, but I'm also not opposed to them because I see the benefits. Sometimes don't believe in daily coffee enemas as some people get tied up in doing, although I do know that they help with parasites. So anyway, time to go to town.
I also have cashews and almonds.
So guys, we've just been to see a lawyer about something with the NGO. Came outside and saw this beautiful little guy limping over the road. But they have a big wound in their neck, which is infected, and they have a very swollen, infected leg. I think it's broke. So I'm going to take them to the vet. This is what it's like. You know, you can't get a minute. You just can't. You have a schedule, you can't get the schedule. But this was Dogg. This was God, 100%. 100% this was God. Just timing across the road as we came out again. Right, come on then.
Can you tell?
You better call Ellie. So, there we go. You can't get a moment. Really, you can't. So, and we nearly went away today to go and rest. Yesterday we nearly went away to go and get me some more rest because I'm feeling a bit worn out from being ill. And last night I killed a big snake, so that possibly would have got a dog, and today we rescued this guy, so it wasn't meant to be anyway. Oh dear. Right, so now this one needs to go to the doctor. Super sweet, super sweet. It's quite young, puppy, German Shepherd cross, I dare say. So, and I've been harping on about wanting a male German Shepherd to go running with me because mine is too boisterous and runs off and tries to kill monkeys and goats and everything. So maybe I just got my wish, and this little guy will get some healing at the same time. You can't have a schedule, Tanzania. You have to live by God's schedule, not your own. If you try to live by your own, it'll drive you crazy. Okay. So I'm actually far too ill to drive this dog to the vet. I'm just exhausted. So he's going to go with Ali, so I'm waiting in this car park at the supermarket in town so Ali can come and take who I have now named Snoop. Sorry, Snoop Dogg, I know it's ridiculous, but it just was in my head. So Snoop will go to the vet with Ali. I'm supposed to go and help the boys move to the new centre, but I'm not sure I'm going to make it. Kevin, mambo. Wanyama. Habari? Uko poa? Sema hello.
Hello.
Ah, wewe.
Hello. Nipige basi picha. Hello, yaya na mbwa.
Umbwa? Sawa, okay. You want a dog? Okay, we'll get you a dog. So, I'm flagging with my energy, but They're moving into their new home. For those of you with a good memory, you'll know this property because we tried to rent it. Then a project from England, which came with money from the DFID. I often find these projects are not well researched because the people just get money without working hard for it. But they tried to open a school here, but you can't open a school without 6 acres of land. So they took the property that we wanted and paid an extortionate price for it, and then we couldn't move in. But we now have our own new property, and it is beautiful here. Very big compound, classrooms, kitchen, what will be a library here, and all of this is accommodation for the boys. Look up boy. Yeah, good. And yeah, classrooms. And I had to pay to do the toilets because they were wreck and ruin. But thankfully we have a very wonderful anonymous donor who has helped us with this, and he prefers to remain anonymous, and I shall respect that. But he has Hamjambo, Nzori. He has helped us to pay the rent for this new property and also to install toilets and running water, which it never had. So yeah, things are progressing well. Oh, and our sinks and toilets came for free from a local hotel who were replacing theirs. Poor lady. Poor lady-san. Mambo. Kazi mzuri. Poleni. So yeah, they're just finishing that up, so we wanted to get them in as quick as possible. The old centre we had to close because, let's just say, the darker energy sometimes tries to stop what we're doing here at Share Tanzania, and it reared its ugly head with the old centre, and something I think might have been corruption. I can't 100% be sure, but God found a way and provided us with those who can help us out of this tight spot that we got into, because there was a point where I got very worried, while I didn't mention it because I was deep in prayer, that I was going to end up with all of these boys on the street because I had nowhere to put them, and the government were coming to close the old centre. They were literally going to lock the door and turf us out. And their explanation was, the government social welfare explanation was, the boys will go back home to be abused. And anyway, like I say, sometimes the dark energies rear its ugly head. So this lot are getting ready to move in, building their beds. Big day for everybody. So take you to meet our youngest resident here, who moved in. You haven't seen him on YouTube, and that's Kelvin. So. This cheeky boy. Kelvin is very sick, unfortunately, but we are working to improve his health. But he is so full of love, and everybody he's ever called mum has died, unfortunately. Biological parents died, the grandmother died, then the grandmother's neighbour took him in. He called her mum, she died. Eventually he wound up on the streets. So, but thankfully we've got him before any of the drug gangs got to him. So, bless him. You know, here at the centre, and at home, a lot of our kids have HIV, or the virus as we refer to it, because those letters prick ears unfortunately, but a lot of our children have HIV, and some of them have it from their parents, from their mother's breast milk. Others have it because they've been raped by HIV persons out on the street, part of the drug gangs, etc., the heroin gangs. And others have contracted it perhaps by having relations with other boys or other girls as well. And when you get sick, I'll be honest with you, psychologically speaking, for myself, for instance, at the moment, it's horrible because you start to rack your brain. Did I dress a wound in a bad way? Did I touch something that I shouldn't have touched? And it's extremely unlikely that you can contract it via interaction, but there's always a chance that by touching something, a cut or something on someone, you can. And it's like an unbelievably 0.005% chance of doing so, unless you're dressing a wound or something. So I'd be worried right now, feeling as sick as I have been recently, if I dressed any wounds, let's put it that way. And I've had that in the past where one of the children fell off a bicycle and cut himself head to toe. And everybody at the site, I always said, I'll be the one that does it, because everyone was so scared culturally. As a child's a child, they need love, they need love. And I was the one who dressed their wounds. And I got a flu not long after, and I got so scared, you can't believe, I really got so scared. And I thought it was because I contracted it, but I hadn't. So you can't think about that. But it does enter your head when you get sick. Can't help it, we're human. So. But you can't let it rule you, let's put it that way. Otherwise you won't act as your normal self with the kids. I'm going to go home soon now, because I'm exhausted.
Don't break the roof directly.
You know, out of all the children, can't help but feel that little bit super proud of these boys. You know, there are boys in that room that you just saw building those beds. There's one boy in that room, to give you an example, who spent his life on the streets. There should be a book written about him, there should be a movie about him, and he's one of many. One of many in this world, I dare. But being an older child, and knowing that the drug addicts were raping and abusing the younger children, he would protect them. He had his own gang, and he was basically in charge of these younger kids, and he would defend them at night. And when you see a young man who's now 17 years old, and he spent 7 years of his life on the streets, and he's seen it all, he knows it all, but then as he got older and he got bigger and he got stronger, he said, enough's enough, I'm going to defend these little kids so these people can't rape them. You can't even begin to imagine the nights he faced on the street. And there are too many unsung heroes in this world. And these boys are definitely among them. And they're still looking after them now because they're building their beds for the little ones. So it's a very wonderful dynamic to be part of. Very. So, the centre needs work still, but it'll get there. With so many hands, it should make light work. Hey guys, so been a long day. I have a member of staff with his eye super glued shut at hospital, which is ridiculous and also dangerous at the same time, so we're hoping that he's going to be okay. I have a new dog who's at the vet called Snoop, and he will, I suspect, become my running partner, because I've been saying I want a male German Shepherd and he's a cross, and German Shepherds tend to have decent endurance to keep up with running. Not every day, but you know. Our new snake fence is done. Well, not quite, needs cement putting in at the bottom, but Johnson is back from university, so he's doing that today for us. Johnson, when he's not at uni, he comes and helps us, which is a big blessing. So yeah, and I, for the first time ever in 4 years, I am going to go for a holiday tomorrow. And by holiday, obviously I've been away and had breaks and such, and I've been to see family, but when you go to see family, you don't get a break. It's very intense. The adjustment takes time to go back to the Western system, then you have to go around visiting everybody, and it's not very restful. You don't get rest. So the only rest really I've had was the gorillas, and that was a lot of travelling, and I was sick the day before I left. So by holiday I mean I'm going to take 4 days where I have nothing to do. I won't do any work, probably won't do any videos, I won't be answering any emails, and for the first time in nearly 5 years I'll take 4 days just Fritzy, myself, and whatever we feel like doing on each given day. And I'm going to go and stay next to Arusha National Park, because it's 100 kilometers from where we are, so it's not too far a drive, and we'll stay in a forest on the edge of the national park and unwind and relax, because I am not good. I'm starting to get a sore throat again, I'm starting to get tired, and I'm just not bouncing back from this flu, cold or whatever, and rightly so, because the day I recovered I set off on a massive journey to go and see some gorillas, so my body is feeling a bit punished. So that's what I'm going to do, and for now I am going to enjoy this wonderful sunset and call it a day. Oh, by the way, I made these for my calisthenics, but then I got sick, so I couldn't do it. So, but I'll get round to it. Right, anyway. Boom. Sweet home.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend, and I'll help you